Dade Phelan needs Democrats at September 30th, 2024, and these are your headlines. The ever-shifting landscape for the race for Speaker of the House has taken its most recent shift Friday evening as challenger David Cook released a list of 48 Republican colleagues who he says are committed to his candidacy over current Speaker of the House Dade Phelan. Now, two of those members are listed as anonymous, while Representative Cook noted that several others have expressed commitment to reform but have chosen to wait until after their election in November. Well, it remains to be seen whether some candidates on that list, such as Steve Kennard and Don McLaughlin, will be successful in their bids to flip currently Democrat-held districts. The number makes up a majority of Republicans with or without them, as there are currently 86 Republicans in the Texas House. The field of challengers to Phelan narrowed from 5 members down to just Cook, a state representative from Mansfield, after a private meeting held earlier this month by this same group of members. Following the secret meeting to pick Cook as the challenger to Phelan, he said in a statement that he had the clear majority of votes needed to be Speaker today and will have the clear majority support needed to become Speaker again come January. Now, if this group of reformers stick together or grows through January, Dade Phelan will need Democrat votes to become Speaker again, which is accomplished by gaining the votes of 76 out of 150 members, a majority. The outsized influence of Democrats on the Speaker's race and the legislative agenda of the House as a whole has been a motivating factor in the movement to oust Phelan, with Representative Cook promising to end the practice of awarding Democrat chairmanships and to work more quickly to pass Republican priorities. With the window for Phelan to secure a majority of his Republican colleagues significantly narrowing now, his path to the speakership currently rests on Democrats and a minority of Republicans teaming together. Adding to that difficulty, Democrats already have a candidate of their own running for Speaker, Representative Ana Maria Ramos. If she maintains her candidacy through the vote for Speaker, which takes place January 14th, Phelan will need even more Republican defectors to join him. A potential strike of dock workers could have major implications for Texas and the national economy as a whole. The strike is currently being threatened by the International Longshoremen's Association, which is demanding higher wages and a ban on automation for loading and unloading freight on cargo ships. That union represents around 45,000 dock workers from Maine down to Texas. The union plans to go on strike Tuesday at midnight after their current agreement with the U.S. Maritime Alliance expires at all Atlantic and Gulf Coast ports. While the federal government could intervene to extend negotiations and delay a strike, President Joe Biden has so far ruled that out, saying this weekend that he supports the union's collective bargaining effort. Of course, he said that when he was asked about the strikes in Yemen. I guess he couldn't hear the question. A strike could affect billions of dollars in trade, according to a report from Barron's, as well as higher prices and decreased supply for consumers. The Port of Houston, right here in Texas, of course, is the nation's largest port for waterborne tonnage, supporting 1.54 million jobs and $439 billion in economic value in Texas alone, according to its own economic impact study.
Hey folks, Chris Salcedo here. I've got something special for you, the Salcedo Storm podcast. As your friendly, liberty-loving Latino, I bring you a mix of engaging discussions to help us fight for our state and our conservative values. It's the perfect way to stay informed and engaged in what's happening around you. So, what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the storm of information and entertainment coming your way. The Salcedo Storm podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Texas has successfully curtailed cartel presence and criminal activity on an uninhabited border island after declaring it state property last year. Frutton Island, located in Starr County, sits in the Rio Grande. It was once a hot spot for cartels. As part of Operation Lone Star, Texas law enforcement cleared it out. And now Texas Department of Public Safety spokesman Chris Olivares said that due to the combined efforts of the General Land Office, Land Commissioner Don Buckingham, DPS, and the Texas National Guard, human smuggling and other criminal enterprises that once flourished on the small island have come to a halt. Texas declared the island to be state property last year, and since then, the National Guard and DPS have been patrolling the plot of land. Earlier this month, the federal government demanded that Texas return the island to its condition before the state militarized it. The Biden-Harris administration alleged that Texas was trespassing on federal land while managing the cleanup of the island and facilitating security. In response, Governor Greg Abbott blasted the federal government. He said he would not cede state land to transnational criminal cartels smuggling people, weapons, and drugs, nor would he sit idly by as these threats endanger Texas law enforcement and Texas communities. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.